Hey, thank you for tuning in to a special episode of the Interracial Perspective Maturity Not Included podcast, a place where we discuss a wide range of topics from any to everything, but most importantly, a place to be yourself. I'm LC, and joining me, as always, is my lovely co host, Aaron. Hey, Aaron.
Hey, LC. Welcome back, everybody.
Today, we are excited to have no other than Pysa Noel of the Pysa Noel Show join us to share her perspective. Hey, Pysa, and thank you for joining us.
Hey, how y'all doing?
Good. And how about you?
Oh, I'm good and hype as you can tell. I've been out on things, so I hope I don't blow nobody's ears out.
No, but we love the energy already.
I know. I love it.
You.
So why don't you introduce yourself to the audience?
So, yes, my name is Pysa Noel, and it was pronounced so well. So thank you so much.
Oh, no problem. I love to get people's names right.
Yes,
People butcher my name. So
I don't know how, but we just gonna leave that.
Someone has called me Ellie. Like, no, it's LC. I mean, I know the Y might sound silent, but it's LC, like LC.
I understand. It's I don't know. I don't get it. But all right. But before I stray, so yes, I'm from Charlotte, North Carolina. I was born in Boston, Massachusetts. I was born on December 21st in a blizzard, and I came home on Christmas in a blizzard. So that's how I got my name. My dad created it. Pysa means for the love of, and Noel means Christmas. And that's because I came home on Christmas Day. I don't remember Boston much, because I moved when I was like 1 or 2. And then I was raised in Charlotte, North Carolina, until I decided to take a crazy leap and move to Los Angeles, really Long Beach, and go to college and just be closer to like my dreams of dancing and stuff. So, I was active in school, and, I kind of used both left and right sides of my brain. So people thought I was crazy to go and try to pursue dance, because they were like, you could do so many other things. But I went and did it. My mom, may she rest in peace, she was the one that pushed me to try something different and do something new. And I had the support and the boldness to go and do that. So I've been in Long Beach, LA area, California since I graduated high school. So people thought I was going to make it. I'm like, I'm still here. So I came out here and finished school. And then I also did some dancing, did some professional dancing, but I usually always had like a job to help pay the bills, because I don't like living on the edge like that. I never got to make it as a full-time dancer, but I did some full-time dancing. And my second dream was hosting. So that's how I got into the show.
Oh, okay. So tell us something interesting about yourself that most people don't know, if you would like to share.
Well, my name, which I told you guys what it means. A lot of people are like, well, is it Greek, or, where's it from? So since I mentioned that, something else that some people know and some don't, but I lost my mom, who was my number one cheerleader.
Oh, I'm sorry to hear that.
And thank you. She was just a big support system for me. But she was a miracle, because she had pancreatic cancer, lived with stage 4 for 8 years. I'm like, I've never heard of that. 8 years. So that's something that people don't know. And then just her spirit and stuff, and the way that she always pushed me not to give up. That's why I always strive for the best. And that's my extra drive and part of my personality. A lot of her morals are in me.
Nice. And can you tell us about your YouTube channel, the Pysa Noel Show, and what made you want to start that channel?
Well, I told you I came out here to dance, and then my second dream was to be a talk show host. So I always loved, I liked The Real when it first started. And then I liked Tyra Banks' show. And that was something else that I wanted to do. And I was like, how in the world am I going to break into the TV industry and all this stuff? So now that we have the means to do it ourselves, I was like, why don't I create my own? And I wanted to find something that I could do where I didn't have to work for anybody, and it could be my rules, and I could have creative freedom and everything. So I just said, let's try something. Let's get started and do it. So.
Right. So, what hardships or challenges have you faced in the process, not specifically creating your YouTube channel, but throughout your career as a dancer, a professional dancer, and trying to become a talk show host?
It was very hard. So I had a lot of hardships. I'll pick just a couple because I could go on forever.
Oh, just feel free to list whatever you want to say.
Like this too long, I'm going to sleep. But anyways, or they may be depressed if I go through all of them. But what comes to mind was it was really hard for me. It was a little difficult as a Black girl in the industry. They only, a lot of times it was only, this is for commercial dance. So let me emphasize that.
Okay.
So a lot for commercial dance, they only would like kind of cast like one or two Black people, and there was just like a certain number. And then sometimes it would just be one or two of color. So that means that usually the lighter or the mixed people or somebody would get the jobs and stuff. And a lot of times it was kind of harsh for me to realize that it wasn't all about talent or character. It was more about who you knew and a look that the higher up there people wanted. That was very hard for me because I was a really hard worker and I did things probably not the smartest way, but I did it the hard way. Like I would always go to class and I would feel like I had to train like all the time, but really probably networking would have worked. But there were certain like things that I wouldn't do. I had standards and morals. That's what I was looking for. Yeah, there was like morals that I had. So there were things that I would not do that probably could have helped me get further. But
no, I get you.
Yeah, so it was tough. And the auditions too, they do like typecasting, which a lot of us would be happy because we won't waste our time, but you stand in a line and they look at you and they say yes, no, stare you up and down, no, yes, and then you stay or leave. But at least you know at that point, if you leave that it was just more about my look, had nothing to do with my dancing. And then sometimes they would split us up according to like our skin tone.
Oh, wow.
So yeah, like it was like I'm surprised that I went through so much as a dancer. And I was also like, still holding my full-time job. So I would come back and sometimes tell the stories and they would be like, oh my gosh,
I know. Now,
It's,
I'm sorry to interrupt, but like,
no,
how did that make you guys feel, or you ladies feel, when they would come out and just say yes, no, yes, no?
some people would be like defeated. So I would get in my head about like, man, what am I giving off? Because I always felt like maybe there was some kind of weird energy thing that I had, and not necessarily this bad, but it would just conflict with that type of industry and people. So I was like, well, is it something I'm doing? Do I look insecure? Like, and I think in hindsight, I would try to look what they wanted me to look like and try to give off what I thought they wanted instead of just like being completely myself. But that's also hard to do when everything is so based on a certain look and a specific this, and that. So I don't think I ever found a full balance of just being completely myself and being what I think they wanted us to see, or they wanted to see. But so it would defeat some. Some would just be like, okay, well, this is just how I look, so it doesn't matter. Other people would be like, I need to change my hair. So people would be like dyeing their hair and doing all these different things, or I need to wear this and that. And that's what majority of us would go through. We'd be trying to like find some way to stand out and to look a way that would be bookable most of the time. Mm-hmm. So, and then others would have, people that had weight issues would be like, oh, it's because of my weight or this and that. But after a while you get used to it. And then it's just like, okay, on to the next.
Did it help you knowing that you already had like a full-time job to be able to be stable when you went to these? Because did a lot of people, when you ran across them at these, was that what they were banking their careers on?
Yes. So I think it did help me because I know that I would have been stressed and they were too, because they were like, this is what I need to book. But then sometimes it gave them a little bit more of a push and like more determination. And they would like that whole like energy would give them a good performance. And it worked for some. Others, it made them look too desperate. I actually really wanted to be able to quit my job. So I still was kind of on the desperate side, I think, to be completely honest, because I was like, I can't wait till I can book out and let me try this and let me try that. So, but in overall, because I didn't get a lot of auditions. I was just happy to have like a backup. And then after a while, I was just like, I'd rather not even waste my time and just go to work. And, you know, when I did get some of the jobs, like I was like, I actually like using the other side of my brain better.
Right.
It's fun. And some of the personalities were tough and stuff. So sorry. The answer to that is yes, it did help though, still to know I had backup and I had to stress.
Oh, okay. Yeah, that's good to know because I know like you see a lot of TV shows where you have like struggling actors who it's their whole life trying to make a name for themselves and they don't have any other type of income or backup if it doesn't pan out. And that's good to know that you still had something and realize, oh, okay.
Like I said, I never got to the level of dancing with Britney Spears or anything like that. I ended up falling into more like theatrical dancing for like theater and stuff. I was in a theater company that was all Black, and they did original plays and musicals about Black artists. Like we did Big Mama Thornton. We did one about the show business and the show scene in LA back in the day. And I ended up falling into that a lot and doing a lot of the choreography and a lot of those shows. So it's more like underground, but that's what I did. I'm dancing in. And it went great. It was just, but I had in my mind that I wanted to do this commercial dance and do backup dancing. In hindsight, it worked out better for me because it's a lifestyle that I don't think I would have enjoyed. But most of my work was theatrical and then teaching.
Okay. So what advice or suggestions would you give to others who are looking, one, to start a YouTube channel or get into the entertainment or dance industry?
For both entertainment and dance industry, I've talked about this on one of the episodes with Jess. She's an actress, but in general for entertainment industry, I would say love the craft and not think about the fame and fortune, like we were talking about, but like have to really be passionate. And you can't take stuff personal because it's not about talent all the time. It's about a business, which is a quote that Jessica used on mine. And it's also about like a look and this and that. And it's not really anything personal. Stay true to yourself and be comfortable with how you look. Like, you can't be all frumpy out here. You got to have like a look somehow, but don't try to change so much that you can't even find yourself anymore and trying to like, change your hair so much and look so much that it's like not even recognizable and not yourself. And I would suggest to have a backup income so it won't be so stressful, because a lot of people had to go back home and pull it back together to come back and try to live this lifestyle and stuff. But some people do well, and you never know. So not everybody's experience is the same, but in general, it's a lot less stressful if you have some backup so you can pay your bills and you won't get in a big issue with credit and stuff like that. So that's my advice for entertainment. And for a YouTube channel, I would say to just make sure you're yourself and that you do a lot of research and try different things, but don't get too caught up in rules and numbers and stuff like that. But just be authentic. If you have friends that are supportive, great. If not, try not to get down and just keep trying, like just do a lot of different research, try different things, use trial and error. And just make it something unique, but still true to yourself, and do it because you love it. Because once the fun comes out of it, then it's not really worth it. So I personally always check in and say, hey, am I having fun, or is it becoming stressful? Am I getting too into this or that? And a lot of times it is like, yeah, you are kind of losing it. So I always have to tap back in. So just do it for fun and be in it for the long game, because it's not like a quick success type of thing.
Yeah, that's really great advice.
But as far as being on TV, like I did notice, I was like, there are dark-skinned actresses and stuff all over TV and on commercials. So I'm really enjoying that. And then I'm noticing that like the natural hair thing is a cool thing now. And I see that more on TV. So I've been seeing that represented a lot, even since last year. And like, I noticed it, like I'm somebody that I remember we were walking into Mac or one of these stores, Sephora or something. And my friend who is not African-American, I was like, look at this. Oh my gosh, look at the hair. And like, I noticed all that stuff, and it's things that other people that don't have to go through that don't notice. But just like Black folks, that's something that I always laugh about, because some of the white people don't get it. They were like, why y'all always count each other? And I'm like, we be happy. And I'm somebody, they one, there go two, there's 5 of them. And I down. So like if I see one in the picture, I'd be like, ooh, like even today I saw this Target ad. There were these like twins and they were thicker too, like regular sized women. And they were like, it was an ad for Target dresses and they were twins and they were dancing. You can tell they actually had dance training, but they didn't have to be super skinny. And I was just like so excited,
Right.
And I shared it to my friend and stuff. So representation matters.
Tune in next week as we continue our conversation with the fascinating Pysa Noel. And with that said, thank you all for tuning in to this special episode of the Interracial Perspective Maturity Not Included podcast, a place where we discuss a wide range of topics from any to everything, but most importantly, a place to be yourself. Subscribe to our YouTube channel, follow us on Twitter and Instagram at LC and Aaron. That way you know when a new episode or special interview drops. And as always, stay safe, stay positive, and be true to yourself.